The trail was whispered about among the most intrepid of trekkers, a secluded path winding through an ancient forest, leading to sites untouched by modernity. Despite friends backing out at the last minute, I remained determined to explore the wilderness alone. They had spoken of haunting rumors about the woods, but I dismissed them as mere superstition. The early morning air was crisp and cool as I stepped onto the forest trail. The scent of damp earth and pine needles filled my lungs, and the sound of leaves crunching beneath my boots was the only companion I had. The path was barely visible, covered in a thick carpet of fallen leaves and creeping vines. As I ventured deeper, the sky seemed to darken, the trees towering above me like ancient sentinels. The deeper I went, the more the forest seemed to change. The air became still, and the usual sounds of birds and wildlife vanished, replaced by an eerie silence that sent shivers down my spine. The trail began to fade, swallowed by the relentless growth of the woods. I tried to retrace my steps, but everything looked identical, and the trees pressed in closer. A distant, raspy whispering broke the silence, echoing through the woods like an otherworldly call. My heart raced as I turned, trying to locate the source. The whispers seemed to float on the wind, beckoning me deeper into the unknown. As I followed the whispers, I stumbled upon an old, abandoned cabin, half hidden by overgrown foliage. The wooden planks were covered in rot and moss, and the windows were shattered and opaque with grime. Despite the chill creeping up my spine, I felt drawn to the dilapidated structure. The door creaked open, revealing a dark, musty interior. Dust danced in the faint light that filtered through the cracks in the roof. The floorboards groaned under my weight as I stepped inside. Carvings on the walls caught my eye, ancient symbols I couldn't decipher, etched into the wood with eerie precision. They appeared ritualistic, telling a story of sacrifice and dark magic. As I studied the carvings, I heard a sudden thud from upstairs. My breath caught in my throat, and my heart pounded in my ears. Every instinct screamed at me to leave, but curiosity pushed me forward, up the rickety stairs. The room was empty, save for a single chair and a rotting table. Yet the sense of dread intensified. I turned to leave when a whisper brushed against my ear, a haunting voice murmuring in an ancient, unintelligible tongue. A chill ran down my spine, and I fled the cabin, stumbling over roots and undergrowth. The forest seemed to close in around me, the path disappearing completely. As night fell swiftly, the darkness was absolute. My flashlight flickered, then went out, leaving me blind in the oppressive blackness. My breathing quickened as I tried to navigate by memory, but the forest seemed to shift, trapping me within its grasp. The whispers followed me, growing louder and more menacing. They seemed to chant a dark incantation, their words weaving through the trees like a sinister melody. Shadows flitted between the trees, shapes without form or substance, making my heart race with fear. Just as I thought it couldn't get worse, the moon broke through the clouds, casting an eerie glow over a clearing ahead. In the center stood a circle of ancient stones glistening in the moonlight. I inched closer, drawn by a force I couldn't resist. Within the circle, a cloaked figure stood, its back to me. My breath caught as it turned, revealing hollow, glowing eyes that locked onto mine. My legs felt heavy, as though ensnared by invisible roots. I couldn't move, my body paralyzed by fear. The whispers intensified, surrounding me, taunting me with their dark chant. The figure raised a hand, and the world seemed to shift. The whispers became a cacophony, the wails of lost souls echoing in my mind. The trees twisted and warped, their gnarled branches reaching out to grasp me. The figure spoke in a low, raspy voice, the words foreign and chilling. I felt a surge of dread as its voice echoed through the clearing. The stones began to hum, pulsating with an eerie light. I closed my eyes, bracing for whatever was to come. When I opened my eyes, I found myself back in my tent, drenched in sweat and disoriented. The sun shone through the trees, but the memory of the night remained vivid. My body ached, and an overwhelming sense of dread weighed heavily on me. I packed up hastily, determined to leave the woods as quickly as possible. As I walked away from the clearing, I felt as if something was watching me, waiting for me to slip up and venture back into those cursed woods. The journey back was fraught with anxiety. Every rustling leaf or distant animal cry made my heart skip a beat. I couldn't shake the feeling of being pursued, the whispers haunting my every step. When I finally reached the edge of the forest, I vowed never to return. The horrors I encountered would stay with me for the rest of my life, a chilling reminder of the dark secrets hidden within the ancient woods. Even now, as I sit in the safety of my home, I can't shake the feeling that something followed me out of the forest. The whispers linger in the back of my mind, haunting me with their eerie chant. The memories of that night continue to torment me, and I fear that one day, the woods will call me back. And I won't be able to resist their dark embrace.